Hey everybody, Christina here with One Creative Direction. Hey, I thought I would turn the camera on. I'm doing some interesting crafting tonight. Didn't know if anybody would be interested, but I've been doing these, sorry for my arms reaching in front of the camera, but I've been doing these ornaments, and these are the, I don't know what you would call them, flat. I think they're about 3.5 inches diameter. I'm just adding glitter to the inside and putting some decals. If I can get this in the picture here, adding some decals to them when I'm done with the glitter. So I thought I would turn the camera on and take you along, show you how the process works if anybody's interested. Cool. And then I'm going to do some experimenting with some paint. So yeah, so basically what I do is I take however many's in the package, and for this particular size, so this is just like the one I showed you, just smaller. I think it's maybe 2 inches across. So what I do is I take all of them that are in the package and I squirt Minwax Poly into it. I take the little nozzle off after I've squirted into however many there are. In this package there were 6. And basically your process is going to be, you're going to take the poly and you're going to swirl it around your container until the entire inside is covered. Okay? And you want to get all the way up, and you want to make sure you put enough in there. Let me get this in camera so you guys can see it. You want to make sure you get enough in there so that when you do get to the top, that you're kind of turning it as you're pouring the excess in there. That way you get the entire inside of the little neck there, I guess. So after I'm done with that, I usually let it sit there. This one might be too small to sit in here. The bigger ones sit on there just fine, but these little tiny ones, not so much. So typically I would let it sit there, but I do have these small cups, so I'm going to use those. So basically you want to let it drain into something, and these cups work good. They don't go all the way to the bottom. Let it drain into that until you can't see that milky color anymore. It's going to get really clear, and you're going to think, oh my gosh, it's too dry, it's never going to take on the glitter. But have no fear, it does. So I want to make sure I get all my areas here before I start doing this. Make sure I get the other side. Okay. And I've never tried this with anything other than Minwax Poly. And this is just straight poly. I didn't dilute it with any water or any other substance. Now, when I get to the painted ones, I will mix it up a little bit and put something different, but not the ones that you're gonna put glitter in. So there's that one. And I'm gonna put the camera on pause. I'm going to do a few more of these, and then when this one, it usually takes about 15 or so minutes for it to turn that clear color. When that one's ready, I'll turn the camera back on. Okay, we're back. So this is what it's going to look like when it's ready. You can see that it's clear and not milky. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put the glitter in it. So basically you're just going to pour, hopefully everybody can see that, you're just going to pour the glitter in here. Make sure you get plenty so you can roll it around. I'm gonna set that there so I don't knock it over. I think I'm gonna put a little bit more in here. Okay. And I'm doing this over a piece of parchment paper. It's folded in half. I just get the sheets at the Dollar Tree to use. Nothing fancy. So you're basically just going to roll the glitter around in there so you get full coverage. And I use extra fine or fine glitter for this, just because I feel like it looks the best. Then, you know, as opposed to like a chunky glitter. I'm not a big fan of chunky glitter, so I don't even know what that would even look like in one of these. I just don't know that it would look as nice as this really fine glitter. So again, when you get to the neck, you want to make sure you're turning it as you're releasing all the extra glitter onto your parchment paper, so you get full coverage there. So basically I dump it out and then I just kind of tap everywhere, and it'll get all that extra. And I use glass. I feel like the glass works best. I just kind of tap on it until it stops releasing glitter. Kind of turn it each way. And there you have it. This is a very, very sparkly purple that I really like. It's the first one I've done in purple. I've done quite a few colors, but that's the first time in purple. All right, and it's really that easy. And again, you're going to dry it in the upside down position. So I'm going to put it back in the same cup that I took it out of. And you're going to, I usually like do this in the evening, and then I'll just let that dry overnight. And you want to make sure that it's upside down, so the neck is facing down. Because if there is any like dribble or still like a little drop or any of that poly that wasn't like completely ready, like sometimes, you know, around that neck, especially for these glass ones, they're not like completely smooth there and it doesn't all drain out. It'll like collect around that rim, and you might just get a little tiny drop. So you want to make sure you're not putting that back into the ornament, and you want to, you know, get that to drain out just in case it has to drip. So yeah, I leave them in these cups. And then when I get up the next morning, I'll put them in these egg cartons. Egg cartons are perfect until I'm ready to finish them. I let them set for a few days before I put these in. And be careful when you put these in, because it will scrape the glitter. But I usually like to let them dry for a couple of days if I have that much time. And then put these in and just slide them in real easy. And make sure you have them where you want them, like this, along your sides instead of here and then turning it, because it will scrape the glitter on the inside. So just make note of that. Okay, so that's it for those. Pretty simple process. If anybody has any questions, put them down in the comment box. I'll get back to you with any answers, any way I can help. And honestly, you don't have to have any special glitter. I mean, I get all kinds of glitter like this at Walmart. It's like, it's obviously open. It's like $3 or $4 for this whole big thing. So, you know, for something like this, you know, don't feel like you have to go out and buy super expensive glitter. I also wouldn't buy the Dollar Tree glitter unless, you know, you're on a budget, and those colors are fine. But I found that they're really, really dull and not very brilliant and sparkly. Like this purple is just, you know, it's just really gorgeous. You know, the light hits it, it's like diamonds. So I've just found that the glitter at the Dollar Tree is nice. It's a nice craft glitter and it's cheap, but quite honestly, you only get that little tiny bit, and you're better served by getting one of these for $3 or $4. So honestly, you get more for the money there. All right, so I'm gonna turn the camera off, and when I get everything prepped for the paint ones, I will turn it back on. See you in a few. Okay, I'm back, everybody. I just wanted to update the video. So I tried a couple of different things with the paint, just using what I already had mixed up in my room. I didn't want to mix anything special because I was just experimenting. So I may do that later, mix up much thinner paints. I have done dirty pours on the outside of vases and tumblers and such, so familiar with the consistency. I just didn't want to spend a lot of time mixing paint. So I did actually 2 tests. The first one is this one. It still has a few drips coming from it. So I'll let you guys be the judge. Don't think it turned out horrible. Actually kind of digging it. I think if I would have done some things differently with the consistency of the paint, I don't know if it would have made a difference. So basically what I did is I took Liquitex pouring medium and I coated the inside just like I did for the glitter ones with the poly. Coated the whole inside, let it drip back into the bottle for quite a while. But I wanted there to be, I didn't let it sit like 15-20 minutes like the other ones. It was maybe like 4 or 5 minutes just to get the bulk of the fluid out of there. I didn't want a ton left in there, but I wanted the paint to slide over it because the only paint I have mixed up is Dutch pour paint and Blooms. And as you know, Bloom paint is really, really thick. So this is actually a combination between both. So literally right after I finished with the Liquitex pouring medium, I decided to put my gold interference in first. It looked pretty cool. And I think that's probably why there's a little more shimmer to it. And that's kind of what I was going for, was that gold shimmer. And then I just took, I think I only had red and green in the Dutch pour. So the red and green in there. One of them is Pebeo red blue. And then the other one was the, I think it's golden. Yeah, golden Verdian green. And then for the gold, I used my Bloom Deco Art 24 karat gold. And I use that one because it tends to be, the metallics tend to be a little thinner when I mix them in the Bloom recipe, but it was still pretty thick going in there. So I think I'm gonna let it dry. It was a lot thicker. So I'm gonna mess with it a little bit. Now I did try a second one and I think I got a bad bulb because, or ornament, because I was going to try a similar process without the interference first. I was going to put in some Dutch pour paints and I was going to try it with Floetrol instead of Liquitex. And literally I was letting it drain and just barely tapped it on my container and the glass shattered. There was a super, super thin spot along the side and it literally just, that little bit of tapping just shattered the whole thing. So that's my update. I may do some more testing when I have more time. I really just don't have time this evening. But I did want to update it and let you know what I found, what doesn't work. I see a lot of people pouring on the outside. I really don't want to do that. I would rather pour on the inside. I think it looks better on the inside and then you don't have to coat them. I saw some people say that they were resining the outside. I don't think I would do that. Number one, if somebody's going to hang it on a tree, resin is really, really heavy. And glass ornaments are already, heavier than plastic and some wood. So adding that additional bulk and weight, I don't feel there's a whole lot of trees that would be able to hold that ornament up. So just trying to keep that in mind. Obviously, it's a lot easier process when you're when you're going on the inside of the bulb or the ornament. So yeah, I'm gonna do some more testing. So that's it for today. Hi guys, I just want to do a real quick ending to the video just to kind of put it all together. So you can see in the packages all of the ones that I added the glitter to. So you can kind of see I have my vinyl all ready to go. Just have to cut them out on my Cricut and get them on all of the ornaments. And I wanted to add one additional item. So these 3, I actually bought at the Dollar Tree. They were $1 each, and I put glitter in them initially. and I thought they looked a little plain, so I decided to, I'll bring this one up a little closer. I decided to paint them, kind of add a little bit to it, so they're not quite so plain. And I have some little bows I'm going to add to the top of these, and also to some of the ones that I have had shown you just a minute ago. It depends on the design on whether or not I add a bow. A lot of the high estate ones I didn't put a bow on, but some of the Christmassy type stuff I probably will. But yeah, I just wanted to share these with you in case, you know, this is something that you might like to do as well. That's it for this video. Like I said before, thanks again for coming along. I hope something on this video helps or inspires you. Appreciate all my viewers. I finally reached 200 subscribers, which is pretty cool for me. In my little knowledge that I have, I'm always willing to share and help whenever I can. So everybody have a blessed weekend, and I will catch y'all on the next video. Thanks, guys. Bye.